you, well, then,
Yeah.
then then you've done everything you possibly could to reach out to them, and you feel good about saying, yeah, well, we've done everything we possibly could. And when the story comes out and it says that, and you get some flack from it, well, they had their chance. But I do like Lauren's idea of maybe sending, so there are 3 reporters on this story. You could each,
Emma, yeah.
so each of them could pick, a Democrat, Socialist, and Republican organization and go to it. And I wouldn't exactly apply, because that would then, then your name would be your name could show up on a list of you being applying to be a member of a socialist group. So I'm not sure I'd go that way and give your name, but certainly you could go through, tell them that you're working for the Fourth Estate and you'd like to go through the process of how do you, what happens, how many times do you meet, how long is their meeting, how does a student get involved, do you do work over the summer, there's all sorts of questions you could ask them of that. So I'd say try to confront the Republican Party officials in person to see what's going on. And
Yes,
then maybe think about what Lauren had to say. I think that's a good idea.
Lauren's idea will be second idea. First, we may ask politely. Yeah, we are writing stories about the upcoming elections and how your group is engaged with students, and or how do you promote your group, and so what Michael mentioned might be a really good idea. So and in this kind of situation, please take a memo. Yeah, take a memo, memorize everything. And in this room, Charlotte and Emma are here, and so which is great. And divide by 3. And again, this story might be completely different story written by Josh 1.5 years ago. We had chance to hear from Professor Pelpap only, right? David Pelpap, right?
I think Helpap and
Aaron Wayne, yeah,
both.
professor that college Democratic only. So we can focus on multiple groups: college Democrats, college Republican, and socialist group. And I can contact with college socialist group for the story. And I met him just 3 days ago on campus. We bumped each other. Yeah, it seems that he is friendly to me. Yeah. So we can try. And so, in my opinion, this is very timely and impactful story just before the election. So focusing on the election. And my another suggestion is that this might be applicable to everyone. So please prepare interview questions, discuss with your group members, and please also prepare interview questions, and please prepare outlines. Next week, probably 1 week before, I'm gonna give 1 week, and while preparing these interview questions and outline, please also contact each group first. Okay, make a contact. Okay, and we will all work together by Google Doc or any other documents. Make sense? For your interview questions and outlines. Okay, and if I have something to share, I'm gonna share it with you. And another thing is that please go back to Fourth Estate website and please read what Josh has written 1.5 years ago. Okay, got it? And I think this story might be interesting. And just before 9 months before the election. Okay, so Charlotte, Emma, and Rainey, please prepare interview questions and outline what you will do right now. Okay, sounds good. Any other questions to everyone in this room and in the Zoom room? Everyone, any suggestions? Please, we are open to discussion. Yeah, Lauren.
Not like a suggestion necessarily, but if you guys didn't know, there's like a student org website that has like the org and then the primary contact. Like I think it's Phoenix Connect is the website.
Oh, good.
Shoot, I just lost it.
Here we go. Let's try.
Yeah, it's, if you just like type in UWGB student orgs, like it'll come up.
Here we go.
Yeah. and
Here we
You
go.
can search,
This one?
yeah.
Wrong
You should
one.
be able to search that word.
if you just scroll down, the college Democrats and Republicans are right next to each other, because it's alphabetical.
Oh, where is,
Oh, your thing's weird.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I guess mine shows board.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, so the contact is there.
Here we go. Got it? Rainy, can you please say, yeah, Thomas Lane, yeah,
Got it.
got it? Next meeting. Oh, it just passed. It was yesterday,
Mhm.
but it's fine. We can get more idea from them. Constitution, contact, join, uh-oh. Okay? Others, any suggestions? Thank you, Lauren.
Have maybe another suggestion.
Okay, do it, please.
I was gonna say, if the angle is gonna focus on like the election coming up, if they're willing to answer like what issues are the most like important to them, that's gonna influence like the members in that order, like who's gonna get their vote and like why. If they're willing to talk like that fluidly about issues like.
Oh my God. Mr. Drake,
Yeah, I'm just giving a suggestion. If they're not going to answer and they're being a little bit fishy, don't like join the organization. If you're going undercover, do like more of a private or do, not private, I mean like a public thing, like when they have like their public events, like a speaker or something like that. So if they want to find out more about you, that you're gonna put their information out, they won't find you that quite easily.
okay, so,
Less of a, less of a trail. Well, like basically, if you join the group,
join the group, yes?
basically, and they find out, oh, you just put our dirty laundry out there.
Oh, no.
Then they will probably find you way easier. Doing more of a public, like a public event where when it's open to everyone, not just club members.
Okay. In addition to Mr. Drake Sam's idea, I have something to say. This is my personal opinion. There is no reason for them to shameful about themselves. Why they have to be such a secret group? My opinion is that if they have something to say, they can be public. Our United States is based on the diverse opinion. Yeah. For me, I'm fine. They have to, if it seems that they have something to hide about themselves, but I don't know why. So if they have something to say, they can be open to everyone. In open discussion, open debate. How do you think, Michael?
Yeah, I like that previous suggestion of going to, if they're bringing in a speaker or
Oh,
if there's a Zoom meeting that they're going to be attending, maybe we could listen in. I do think that a public event would be a much better way of doing it. Looks like we just missed one of their meetings, but let's see, the next meeting isn't until March 7th, so that might be
Yeah.
too late. That might be too late for that, but maybe they'll have another speaker that would talk to them before then. And they might even bring in Republican politicians from Wisconsin, who represent the Green Bay area. So
okay,
if that were the case, that'd be great to cover that.
okay.
And
All right.
I know they had Kevin Nicholson
Kevin Nicholson.
last year, because he was running for governor
Oh,
during the Republican primary for governor in 22.
Oh,
Yeah, they definitely had candidates. I know the college Republicans had Mendel Barnes
Mandela Farms, yeah.
here,
Oh,
like before the election in 22 when he was the Senate nominee.
yeah. Your job, Rainey, Charlotte, and Emma's job is to find out more information of the upcoming events or any speech. Yeah, find it out. Sorry, I forgot. I have another suggestion. And when you write the story, please cite the most recent poll result. Yeah, recent poll.
Oh, the most recent poll?
Yeah, recent poll.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, the Marquette University poll just came out 2 days ago, so there's news reports about that, the statewide results from the Marquette University poll.
Oh. Here we go. This one first, then Marquette University poll. And dear law school, is this one right?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the most recent one. Yeah, it was just released a couple days ago, so you have fresh data to look at.
first, thank you, Michael. But the thing is, at the time of publication, you have to include up-to-date poll result. Probably it will be months later, so things can be changed for sure. Okay? Yeah, you can cite it at the beginning. Yeah, how people are feeling, how United States are divided. Okay? Charlotte, Emma, all good? Yeah, from this time, what you may do is write down the outline and write down some interview questions and contact them. And yeah, here we go. Where is Wisconsin? Uh-oh. Oh, sorry. Where?
One more on the left, I think. Oh, never mind. Hey,
47, 40, 49. Uh-oh. All right. Should be fun. Okay. Any other suggestions? All good? Ashley, So, Cooper, and others, Connor and Elliot, all good? Thank you. Yeah, this is the first pitch discussion meeting. And so, yeah, again, thank you for suggesting at least one pitch, and I'm gonna share all relevant information. Next group will be Connor, okay? Is it okay, Connor? Yeah?
Yeah,
All right,
so we were pitching.
I have something to say. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we were pitching a story about first generation students on the UWGB campus. They make up a major part of educational and societal progress. They are a valuable thing to focus on when examining the future of education in the current state of the UWGB campus. It's a visual and multimedia story. This will require interviews, photographs, and input from the student body on the role that first generation students play in photographing evidence of their accomplishments and presence on campus. Our sources, this was very general at the time. We're still looking for a more specific demographic. Would include professors, students, and administrative staff alongside researching textual evidence and the many resources that could be afforded throughout the school. The story would approach first generation students through the perspective of how important they are to education in the UWGB community, as well as focusing on how the numbers of first generation students in the UWGB schooling system has changed. Sounds and pictures could be used to emphasize the change in time and the way that UWGB's student body has been altered by the consistent presence of first generation students, as well as providing insight into the students themselves. Timing considerations would mainly be around first generation students would need to get interviewed right away. We'd have to be looking for them, finding them and interviewing them pretty urgently. With the interest to have our information together quickly. It shouldn't be too long an effort. I'm sure there are plenty of these students on campus and the group seemed to agree on that. And there are also probably a lot of records and sources, but we would want to do it quickly.
We don't really have special considerations other than the fact that one of our members does not live in Green Bay and we're trying to figure out how she could contribute.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. And so thank you for sharing this page. And this is the work done by Connor, Ashley, and Sol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Vicky, yeah. Vicky is not here. Ashley and Sol, can you turn on camera? Can you say hello to me, to us? Ashley, Sol?
I also realized I only put my name on because I started the document, so I turned in another copy that is everyone's names on there.
Okay, okay, it's fine, it's fine. Okay,
Sorry, I have to, my computer's broken, so I'm on my phone. I have to quick fix the setting. So it'll just be 1 second.
okay, okay. All right, all right. And, okay, thank you for sharing this pitch. And yesterday night, I got an yeah, I found out that I suggested some pitch idea and they finally selected first generation student on GB. I have one big concern. This similar story was published 2 months ago, right? No.
So.
Okay, go for it.
I gave Connor a list of like story ideas that I have,
Yes?
and Lauren and I pitched this concept, but I think it shows we should,
Oh,
we can
sorry.
pitch it with First Nations.
First Nation,
So
First
Nation,
Nation.
yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah, no. So I'm just giving you like context for like,
context, sorry.
because I just kind of kept it on my like list. of-
Forget about my concern, yeah. Sorry, recently I'm newly married, I have a lot of things to do, so things to deal with. So, really. Okay, first generation, yeah, I remember that pitch meeting, you suggest 2 great pitch, it's really hard to decide, but yeah, we decided to talk about First Nation, right? But first generation is completely different story. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah. And so my another following question. So I know that our GB is famous for GB is known as the home of first generation students. There are a lot of first generation students who got degree. And do we have any specific organizations that take charge of this student? Any organization?
There's a first generation student org, I'm not sure what the name of it is, but I
I
know
think
it's
it's
this.
called
First Gen Phoenix.
Yeah, that.
Good, thank you. And at the class, are there any statistics talking about whether they are in fact, in the fact book, are there any numbers of a first generation students?
I think it's like 52%
Oh,
of the student body is first.
here we go. UWG.
Something we found when we were pitching the story is,
Yeah.
3 years ago, the universities of Wisconsin named Green Bay as, first gen forward.
Oh,
So like, we're designated as a first gen school,
oh, yeah,
like
right.
by the system, that's like a title we have.
Okay.
I
Okay.
do have one question. Is there like a list of students that you can find to see if they're first gen or not? Because otherwise, are you just gonna have to go around and ask people, be like, are you first gen? Or is there like, can you
It
find?
can be really sensitive, yeah?
I think one way that they could go about it is contacting the club.
I was gonna say,
If
Oh, there's a
anyone-
club.
Yeah. anyone-
Yeah, there's more First Gen Phoenix, we could almost definitely go to First Gen Phoenix. I'm sure if they're members of that org, they're willing to talk about it.
Yeah,
And too, like you can talk to like the president or whoever, and then they can, like,
They can help direct us.
yeah, they can say, you know, what. And then too, there's like mentors that are kind of like specifiers, specialize in
Hmm.
first gen too, so you can talk to those people too.
Okay. As you see, there is a fact book, there is some information about demographic here. Of course, you can cite it at the beginning in your story. Yeah, numbers always tell the truth. Yeah, for everyone, for this all the useful tabs, I'm gonna send after all this meeting to each group, okay? Don't worry. Sounds good? Sounds good, Elliot? Yeah, okay. there's enough demographic information, and we have some kind of organization that help first generation to work for. Okay? Yeah. All right. Sounds good. And yeah, I think that this pitch is really worthwhile, very representing our UWGB and what they are doing for the equal opportunity of education, right? So I'm gonna ask question to the floor. How do you think, everyone? And do you have any thoughts first? Editors, student editor-in-chief.
Something that,
Yeah.
this story was similar to our First Nations pitch, cause
Yeah.
it's like a specific group of students, and ours ended up having a lot of like personality in the story, so it depends how like the interviews go, but that could be almost an angle you take, is it being very like fun feature almost like story, if you really wanna dig into like the experiences of like a few students and why it's so important, that they're first gen here at GB and what that means to them. So it can be kind of like a different sort of story than you usually get to read.
Oh, good.
Josh, would you agree with that?
I do agree with us.
Okay.
Okay, and Michael, our advisor, Michael, how do you think?
I think it's a great story. I noticed that on the UW Green Bay homepage, there's actually a page called First Generation Students. And there, they give you, if you think you're a first generation student, there's a place where you can get started, you get support, and then you get involved in it. And there are actually some students there who already have been interviewed by the school.
Oh,
And so, so there is a good place to start at the university, on the university webpage. And yeah, I agree with Lauren and Josh that getting personality into the story is going to be a major part of that story. And each of these first generation students is going to have a very interesting story to tell. I guess I would, when you are choosing whom to interview, it would be best to try to get a wide range of students. You know, can you do a freshman or a senior? Can you do look at their ethnicity? Can you get it looks like there's some Hmong first generation
yeah.
students there.
Yeah, Hmong.
So if you could get white, black, rich, poor, young, old, you know, whatever you can do to diversify the students who are in the story, I think that would be a big help. And I think as far as photos go, it looks like you have a good graphic that would go with it that Joseph had on the screen just a few minutes ago. You've got, yeah, that one there. You've got a lot of good statistics to form a graphic to go with that story. So that would be great. And then it shouldn't be too difficult to get the interviews of the students themselves that you're interviewing, but maybe they have a graduation picture that similar to what's on the page on the UW Green Bay website, where they've been admitted, or one of their a relative of theirs at a different school was their first generation in that family, and so there's a picture of them. Whatever you can do to sort of try to illustrate what their situation is in their own family would be great. But I think it's got potential to be a really good story.
I also have one suggestion that needs my help. Okay, I think that I could remember some graduate who was a first generation student. I could remember 2 students who graduated in our comm department. I may contact them. And how was your experience as a GB, and whether they are open to you, or yeah, graduate. That means I think it's a good idea to listen to opinion from the graduate, right? Right, everyone, others? Yeah, I can contact with them. Okay, will do. Others? also Charlotte, So, Cooper, Emma, and Sam. Elliot, do you have anything to say? No? No?
I wonder too, like if you could, I don't know if this would be like too wide, but like I've noticed that I've had like a couple of older students, like middle-aged students in my class, and you could write about them too. I mean, like
Oh,
I feel like I would be really intimidated, like going into a class full of like 20
why?
to 20-year-olds. So I don't know if that would be an interesting perspective to add.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. When you go to the group that organizes this and you start asking for sources, I'll bet they have age as one of the criteria for signing up. And so that could be part of your diversification of your story, is to get someone, an older student, to be in the story. That's a great idea.
Okay. Others, older students, others? And last suggestion is if you have anyone who knows first generation students for your group, you can ask some help for the connection, more connection. Sounds good? Sounds good, Connor? Yeah. And Connor, actually, so all good? Are you taking all note? Actually, good?
Yeah.
I cannot hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
All good.
Yeah. All good, all right. Let's see how your story will be. And of course, same thing. For those 4 of you, please prepare interview questions and please prepare outline for 1 week. And also make a contact, start making a contact. Sounds good? And I'm gonna make it at the Google Docs, and I'm gonna make everyone can see all these documents, okay? Good, sounds good? Connor, good? All right, thank you. Our last pitch story suggested by Elliot. Elliot, it seems that we see every day, right? No, only Tuesday, Thursday today.
Yeah,
Oh.
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
You are not taking my Monday, Wednesday course, right? Yeah, okay, good.
Alright, so our pitch is on the men's basketball team and their insane turnaround from last year, from being arguably the worst team in all of basketball to now number 1 in the Horizon League and currently on a 4-game winning streak with a bunch of new players and completely different coaching staff from last year, a new head coach, new assistants and whatnot. And so my visual for this would be, of course, images and videos of not only players and coaches during the games, but during practices and whatnot. We got the sources we would talk to would be Sundance, Wix, assistant coaches, and we don't know which players yet, but we do know we want to talk to a multitude of players. And to go off of that, we would also talk to, I think it'd be important to talk to players who were on the team last year and this year, and then talk to players who were like new this year, if they're freshmen or transfers, and see if they're experimenting from, the coaching style of people who played last year for our team and this year, and see the differences in that. The different angles and approaches would just basically be about how the team has seen such a quick turnaround and how Sundance Wicks, the new head coaches, really changed the culture of the team into what it is today. And of course, we'll also use, images and statistics of, player statistic teams, statistics and coaching statistics. And then the timing considerations would be, of course, they're traveling. I believe our next home game is now like a week or 2 away. And we only have about 2 home games left, so to get footage and stuff there without having us to travel. And then, another consideration would also be, one of our group members, he is also the men's basketball coach manager, so that helps us with the relationship.
Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler.
Yes.
But also he's also not gonna be here for a lot of classes because he's gonna be traveling and setting up stuff like that.
But you can take, of course, your group and Tyler can even take advantage of this opportunity, for
Yes,
sure.
of course.
Yeah, perspectives from our coach and students.
Mhm.
Okay. And okay, what I always emphasize is the statistics,
Yeah.
numbers.
Mhm.
How, yeah, we already won, yesterday we won also.
Mhm.
66, we won 16 games, right?
Yeah, I think 16, yeah.
16 games.
16.
Yeah, yeah.
That's-
It's five, we won 3 games, officially 3 games, but I found out that one game was forfeited.
Yeah, the
We
whole
won,
hockey game.
yeah, 8 times more last
Yeah.
season, 8 times. What a great surprise, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, right? And that means we also have a chance to go to March Madness, right?
Yeah, that'd be insane if we went from the worst team in the league to making March Madness
Yes,
in 1 year.
I believe that this story will be published at the time of just before March Madness started.
Mhm.
Really great story, really great, timely relevant story, and include the statistics, how points per game and how defensive rates are improved. And every statistics, there are a lot of statistics that you can refer to. Okay. All right. So statistics, interview, connections, all good, highly promising. And let's find out the story covered by Journal Sentinel. Sundance Weeks. Here we go. Here we go. News. So Michael, you said it's a Sentinel story, right?
Yeah, it was published probably last week,
Last
Or-
week.
I think. I'd have
Okay,
to go, I'd have to go back and look.
okay. Laura and Josh, can you help us find that story? Yeah, Sentinel. Yeah, Sentinel. Yeah. All from Press Gadget. Right. Not this one, not this one. Okay.
You know, it might show up on the
Okay.
Press Gazette webpage.
Oh.
I know that the Journal Sentinel might have picked it up, but I'll bet it's on the Press Gazette webpage.
Outsourced. This one? Probably this one. Yeah, this one. Uh-oh. This one. Yeah, I cannot log in, but I'm sure that we can use, everyone, this is pretty important, we can use our library service, right?
Right. You can get in through the library.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. So here we go, database. Here we go, Green Bay Press Gazette. Here we go. Now. Okay. Search with done. Done and. Okay. Oh yeah, really a lot of stories here. Yeah. Right? I don't think anybody expect this faster turnaround. Oh, this is a lead. This is a lead that I taught. This is a lead by Cotley, right? For those who take this one, Josh Moon, athletic.
Yeah,
director.
this is the story that I read.
Oh, good.
It's
There
got
we
a
go.
lot of good background in it, going all the way back to the first UW Green Bay coach, Dave Buss. So got a lot of good stuff in there that you could probably verify.
Okay, I'm gonna send this one. Okay, everyone, you can read every news outlets for free, right? For free. Based on GB account, you can read every kind of news articles. Honestly, it's not free. It might be included in your tuition, but anyway, right? So yeah, this is story. Good. And this might be a really word count. Yeah, this might be a really great reference to build your story. The difference is that you can get some, if possible, you can get some opinion from our coach, and also you can get some opinion from the players themselves directly.
Yep.
Right? Players. And so let's go to the question to our editor for later. Editors. Josh and Lauren, how do you think?
I think it's a good story, honestly, like as someone who's not super into the sports on campus or like follows them that closely, this is still interesting because it's like, why are we doing so much better this year than compared to last year? So.
Why, yeah,
Yeah,
factors.
like what are they doing at practice and stuff that's different? And then also like, have they changed, maybe this would be like too hard of an angle, but like, have they changed their recruiting process at all? Or like how they like get players, if there's that many new players on the team, things like that.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, I think we can work with that and do that, because I know, last semester I was in, Danielle's Bina's news class with Cooper, and he actually did a story on Sundance Wicks, and
oh, yeah,
he's very cooperating, and he really, not that he had no filter in the way that he just kept on talking and talking and talking. Yeah, so, and I
It's
really.
very
talking about-
easy to interview.
Yeah,
it's
so
very easy to
that,
do.
I think we can definitely get his
Good.
opinion on how he recruits and how he wants to run a team, so I think we can definitely. look
Yeah.
into that.
yeah, take advantage of Tyler and,
Mhm.
yeah, student, yeah, the
Yeah.
student, our student athletes. All right. Others? George, do you have something to say?
I mean, I think it's also interesting too, yeah, with like March Madness coming up,
March Madness,
you
yeah.
know, men's basketball's able to get into March Madness, that's kind of a big deal.
All
Yeah.
right.
So that's definitely like,
I think the last time we made March Madness was 2015 or 2016.
Oh,
Like, yeah,
all
and
right,
before that, I don't even know when.
all right.
Before that, but it's been a long time.
I always dreamed that my Texas Longhorns will meet UWGB at March Madness at the
Oh, yeah.
final. I always dreamed, yeah. Yeah,
I don't know if it's super relevant to this story, and I think like other people are talking about, like I heard that for Daniel Lima's news reporting and writing, that like a lot of the teams are doing stories on this one new player who, I forgot their name, but like there's a new player who's kind of like hot stuff, I guess, that people are doing a lot of stories on, so I don't know, like, obviously, I'm not saying like do a story on that person, but like maybe that could be something to at least like mention in the story.
good. Good. And another question to hear, Connors and Rainy, Charlotte, So, and Emma, Ashley, do you have something to say for this story?
I don't really know anything about the sports side of campus.
Okay,
The only thing is I know there was, when I was in Daniel Bina's class, there was a group who was doing sports stuff. And there was talk about trying to interview Moon. but-
Josh Moon, yeah.
Yeah, I don't, but that's, apparently it's like really difficult to try and get him to answer things and like respond, and especially dealing with. Don't quote me on this, but I think there might have been some sort of like controversy or some issue that happened a year or two ago, where like they didn't want to talk to like the press about it, so maybe.
Probably some scandal, some
Yeah.
problems in head coach, yeah, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, it was difficult we had to go through Josh Moon. It was my story. It was my story that you're talking about. Through Josh Moon in order to like get approval to interview Sundance. But it really wasn't all that difficult. It just took a while because they're busy all the time. But it really wasn't too hard. It shouldn't be a problem, especially since Tyler's always with them. So it should be that flaw shouldn't be too hard to get by.
I just remember that being something that was mentioned, so I wanted to.
It
throw out
was.
there.
Yeah.
And
She told us the first day that he doesn't let people interview him much, especially after the whole fallout with the previous coach. So
Oh, yeah. Probably not mentioning that previous coach, just focusing on current, but we can easily compare statistics. The only we may focus for this story, that matter is statistics. Compare past and present in terms of numbers, just focusing on bright things. Yeah.
And then the other thing is, do they post a practice schedule? Because if one of the issues is they're traveling all the time for games, they have to stop and practice sometimes, so maybe your best interview times will be during.
Thank you, Rainey.
Or after the practice sessions.
Hold on, I got an email similar to this. Yeah, you may see my public record here, I'm sharing everything with you, it's fine, that's good. Correct. Yes, here we go. He's sending all this newsletter. About, most of the one is about women's basketball, and I could remember that this kind of media availability here, but we can double check. Yeah, this is only all about women's basketball team, not for the men's basketball team, but Tyler, we can ask Tyler.
Yeah. Yeah,
Tyler.
I mean, you should be at all, with
Yeah.
all the practices and stuff.
Yeah, Tyler is not in this meeting, okay? Tyler is not in this meeting, but he's a men's basketball team manager. And I'm sure that you guys are really take advantage of all this opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay? And others, all good?
I would say that, where do I begin? So I think this is a really good story. I like Rainey's take is that,
Yeah,
there are people on campus who don't really have any interest in sports. And so I think some of the questions that you may want to raise is, what does this mean for the campus? What does having a losing team mean for a campus? And then what does a winning team mean for a campus? I think those are questions that go beyond sports, and it's just the feel on campus when you're in the NCAA tournament. I mean, it's only one of, just a few dozen schools that are in it. So I do like trying to get in more than just the figures and the sports part of it, but the overall campus feeling of it.
Good.
And then maybe I'm getting ahead of the game, but at some point, do you do it now or do you do it later? The financial impact on the school of qualifying for the NCAA basketball tournament, it's huge. It could result in a lot of, hundreds of thousands of dollars in income to UW Green Bay if the team makes it into the tournament and then keeps winning. So maybe that's not the story for this time, but for your second story, if in fact they do qualify, or if they came close and didn't, the financial impact on the campus could be a story idea that if you don't want to do it this time, that might be a good follow-up for next time. And then as far as getting an interview, if Josh Moon isn't cooperating with you, I did meet him. I've met him twice now at these UWGB alumni meetings in Milwaukee. And so I would call him and just say, you need to talk to the Fourth Estate reporter. That's his job. So,
Yeah.
I don't really think that you'll have a problem. So.
Yeah, I know him, Joshua, so I can personally ask him also. Yeah, I think I will go to women's basketball game next 2 weeks later, so I can ask him at that time. Yeah. All right. It seems that. All right. Any other questions?
Oh, and then I also wanted to add that I like Josh's tip about trying to focus more right now on the NCAA tournament and what UWGB might have to do to get into it. I think that the news peg being the tournament and that coming up would be a good news peg.
Yeah, I hope our men's team will win every rest of the game, and that could be a real story related to NCAA tournament. We can also mention our UWGB's NCAA tournament performances and previous performances, and I hope we will win every game. Okay, so here, sports bureau is quite big here, but I'm sure that we will divide after the spring break for sure. Here, is the Cooper, and Elliot, Sam, and Tyler he's in travel. He's in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania right now, and Jack Lander. Yeah, there are 5 members. Your job is, of course, 5 of you should prepare interview questions and suggest the outline also 1 week. Okay, sounds good. And all right, I'm gonna send all this relevant information. And if you don't have anything to talk about this page, let's summarize about page, but I have more things to talk. First, story by Rainey, Emma, and Charlotte will be about college group, some organization, political organization, right?
Mhm.
My job is to contact college socialist group. I will do it right after this meeting. And yeah, please first try to contact each group. And we are first state, we want to get your opinion, of course, politely. But I'm sure the Democratic might be willing to listen to you, talk with you. Not sure about Democratic, but if they're not sure about Republican, if they didn't listen to you, let's go to our Plan B. Plan B, right? Yeah, undercover. Yeah. All right. That's the thing we taught. And second, Connor, So, Ashley, and Vicky will talk about first generation students, right? First generation students at UWGB. What does it mean to you? How UWGB campus are putting a lot of effort for the equal opportunity of education. And what I will do is try to contact the first generation students. Okay, and the third story is our men's basketball team. Yeah, from worst to the back to the first. Yeah, so we already and try to take advantage of Tyler and read all the relevant newspaper articles published about Sundance Weeks and focus on statistics. Okay. Thank you for suggesting your pitch, and I have more things to talk about your next pitch. Probably after the spring break, right? Michael suggests one pitch idea. Journal Sentinel had a story on UW Medicine hiring a bunch of professors, including some that will concentrate on artificial intelligence. Maybe someone in our first estate could take a look at how AI might affect UWGB. I have something to say. Last semester, I taught advanced reporting. One group talked about how generative AI and its impact on students' life, and what are UWGB policy. All right, but I could say that I can also send that this might be another story, and I'm sure that within 4 months, even ChatGPT's function has been changed a lot. Really, I'm using ChatGPT for my research, and it is quite well advanced. You can refer to this article first. You can think of suggesting this pitch idea. Okay, are you listening? Good. Yeah, AI affect UWGB, generative AI. That can be your first story idea. Second story idea will be here is a So Nishikawa. For this might be applicable to the sports beat. Foreign students in our GB athletic. And in our soccer team, I had a chance to meet one student who was raised in South Korea. Right? So are you listening, So? Anyway, yeah. So also, and there is another Japanese player named as Kazuki in our soccer team. And also in our men's basketball team, probably from Canada, and also golf team, there might be other foreign athletes. This similar story was already published 1.5 years ago, but they might be graduated, and there might be new international students coming to GB Athletic, right? So you can focus on that story also, right? I'm suggesting some pitch idea, and my third pitch idea is that I really hate dual mobile authentication service, but I heard that it will be changed. You may cover story about how it will be changed and what was the problem. All right, I'm really hyper opinionated for this story, but I'm sure that you may cover this story about our authentication application. I really hate it. Bothers me a lot of time, and I heard that it really changed. Okay, you can also think about covering this story. Okay, Connor also. Yeah, that's what I can talk about the future pitch idea. But okay, Charlotte.
Oh, I just had a comment on the AI one. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that ChatGPT isn't allowed like on our internet server anymore
Oh,
on
on our
campus.
campus?
Yeah,
Let's try it. Here, let's try it.
like it doesn't work when I have tried to use it at school.
Let's try it. Uh-oh. It seems it's working, but the
No,
difference
like
between
if you type
Oh.
like in a question, it wasn't working that day. I don't know if it was just during the day,
Okay.
like
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, hold on. I am huge supporter of ChatGPT. Students can take, but your job is to verify the sources of ChatGPT. Okay, tell me about journalistic verification process. Yeah. Charlotte, how do you think? Yeah. It seems it
That's so
worked,
rude.
but
It wasn't working for me.
oh my God. Oh my God. But the big difference is that ChatGPT 4 is a paid service, and ChatGPT 3.5 is a free service. Yeah.
Are you
that's
paying
one
for
thing.
it?
I'm paying. Yeah, because
Oh.
I can manage this finance. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. When I was graduate student, paying $20 per month was burdensome, but now I'm professor. I'm a fifth year professor. I can manage it. Anyway.
Good
All
for
right.
you.
All right. Thank you. So, all right. That's my teacher suggestion. And let's the concluding remark to our student editor and Michael. First, our Joshi and Lauren, do you have something to say about future pitch and any other suggestions?
I personally actually don't have any suggestions right now.
Okay, good. It's fine.
Okay.
And, okay, Rainy has something to say.
Not so much to say, just as a possibility for an interview. That's what I was looking up earlier. One of my professors, she talks about how she uses ChatGPT to like help generate assignments and like look over assignments or whatever.
Yeah.
So because I know the other article, the Journal Sentinel article, whatever that word is, they were talking about how they were hiring like professors who are like knowledgeable about AI, but you could also do a cover where like a story about just the general usage on our campus and then lead into future possibilities. So like if you wanna.
Good. Yeah.
That makes sense, hopefully.
Rainy, you can also pick that story also. Your bureau.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I was.
Oh, no, good. Talk with Charlotte and Emma, and okay. And Michael, do you have something, Joe, do you have something to say? Anything? Not at this moment. And Michael, do you have something to say?
Just two things. One, I like all of the story ideas, the pitches that were done today. Those are going to turn out to be really good stories. On the AI front, I think that one possible angle or a sidebar to the main story would be the software that's being developed now that might be being used on the UW Green Bay campus by professors to alert professors to the use of ChatGPT by students in their papers. There's
Yeah.
So anyway, that certainly is going to be an important part of the overall discussion on college campuses. Can
Yeah.
students use ChatGPT and use that to do their papers and get away with it? Or is the campus using software to try to identify the use of ChatGPT on campus?
Okay, right. For me, yeah, this is my personal opinion also. I'm a huge supporter of ChatGPT. I highly encourage my students to use ChatGPT for the assignments, but two things. First, always verify source, okay? Second, please merge your finding into another finding, new knowledge. Yeah, okay? Of course, I can easily find out, if you just copy and paste this, I can easily find out that you use ChatGPT, and this is plagiarism, of course, plagiarism. But if you dig deeper and find who said this, what is additional knowledge, I highly encourage it. I strongly believe that students who don't use ChatGPT, who did not submit assignments properly, means it's nothing about intellectual ability. It's about something being laziness. That's what I believe. Okay? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. All right. All good? All good? Oh, last thing is that this is the first group to be team bits, but it can be flexible, but it can be changed based on your performances and based on my observation. Okay? Your team bits can be changed also. All right? Sounds good? If you don't, yeah, okay, thank you. If you don't have any questions, anything to talk, thank you so much. And I'm gonna send all the relevant information to each group and have a great weekend. Enjoy Super Bowl. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Joseph, can you stay on the line for just a second?
Of course.
Okay.
Here we go. Yeah. Yes, okay, stop recording.